Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's session, we'll learn how we can export the SharePoint list item into PDF and also have a list command action where we can have the save to PDF option. So for that purpose, we'll be creating one MS Flow, or we can call it as a Power Automate as well. So this is my sample list which I'm going to use for this demo. So what I'll be doing, I'll be just selecting this item which is like the employee detail item. So let's say employee name, job title, employee code, manager name, and employee image. So with the list command action, what we can have once the item is selected, we can also have one icon for save to PDF. So that we are going to develop that with a list command extension in our session number 2. But in this session, I'll be explaining how we can create a MS Flow to make that happen, to download or to export all the fields from this SharePoint list item to a PDF. So this is part 1 where we'll be writing one MS Flow. So I'm just going to my MS Flow and creating a new flow. So I'll choose instant flow, and though I'll just skip for now because I'm going to use the trigger as HTTPS the request received. So let me search that out, HTTP. So this is the trigger we are going to use, and why we need that, because as I said, when a person clicks on the save to PDF button over here in the list ribbon, then that should open a new tab, or the same tab would be redirected to a new window, and in that window we'll be having one the request URL entirely with the list item ID as a parameter. So that sort of URL would be we are getting from this HTTP trigger. So that's why we are using this. So you can just see this when an HTTP request is received. So whenever person clicks on the custom the command action, then this this flow should trigger. So this is how the entire process would work. So let's just build out with this flow. So I can click on show advanced option. I'll be just choosing the get, because we'll be just reading out this URL, and in the next step we'll be actually composing one data operation. And why? Because we are going to read out that list item ID from the request parameter. So I'm just using compose in data operation, and in this compose we are going to pass on the parameter value. So how to do that, I can just show you. So you can see trigger outputs when outputs are reading out from the query, and the parameter is list item ID. So I can just paste that out, and for your reference I'll paste that in the comment box as well, so that you can pick that directly from there. So I'm just pasting. Alright, so in the next step we'll be fetching out that particular item. So I'm using the action as get item, and we'll pass the output of the compose action to that get item action. So I'll just set the connection. This is my SPFX site, and list name is employee list, and the ID which we just composed in our this previous action. So now we got this item as well. So now with this item we are going to build out the HTML body, and which would be having all the field values. So to start with, I have to initialize one variable, and in that variable I'll be let's say I'm typing object list, and this variable would be of type object, because I'll be binding out everything into this object list variable. And this object I would be initializing from the body of this get item action which we just did in previous step. So I'm just taking this body, and in next step I'll be again using the compose action to create that HTML body. and in the input I would be providing the input of that entire HTML. So I have already written that HTML for you. I can just showcase that out. So this is the HTML where you can see these are normal HTML, doc type HTML body, and as we are writing everything into table, so I have created this table, and under this table we are having row. So in this row we would be reading out the values from the object list, which is having all the fields of my employee list. So I can just easily extract out the variable values. For example, it's variables object list, title, variables list, object title, employee code. So sort of this we can just create our HTML, and in turn this HTML being used to create one of the file, which in turn we are converting that into PDF. So I'm just copying the entire stuff, and I will also copy this or paste this stuff into our this comment box so that you can directly use that. So in expression I'm just copying entire stuff and clicking OK. So now we have this compose action added as well, and in the next step we'll be creating one file, create file, and this file we can create in SharePoint, we can create in OneDrive, so whatever way you want you can do that. So I'm just choosing create file in OneDrive, and from OneDrive I have to specify the folder path because I would be just using my root folder, so I can just keep it that way. File name you can, I'm putting PDF HTML, you can put whatever file name you want, and in the file content we'll be actually writing the entire stuff which we created in Compose 2. So we are using the output from the Compose 2 so that this file HTML file can be created. And now in the subsequent step we'll be converting the same file into PDF. So I'll be using convert action, which is a premium connector, convert file, yes. So convert this file to PDF. So I'll choose my file which we just created from above. So you can see like this OneDrive is already having a couple of my files. So because if you are not having any files, so you can just directly type down by yourself. For example, pdf.html, the file which we are going to create, we are creating in previous tab. Or in my case I'm already having it, or maybe like if you are already having it some path, then you can just simply click on the root path, and from the root you can just select the HTML file. So though like you can see that string it's filling out is the same one. So till now we have created, we are reading out the SharePoint list item, then creating our HTML, writing HTML into a PDF in a HTML file, and then creating that HTML file into PDF. So now as I said I would be having one button which will download the this PDF file, this list item into a PDF file. So for that I have to like have my response back so that that PDF file can be downloaded once a button is clicked. So to make that happen I'll be adding one more activity, that is response, because I'll be reading out the response. Again it's a premium action, so I'm clicking on response. So in response I have to pass the headers, so standard header, content type, it's an application PDF, and in the key I have to pass the content disposition as attachment, because if that response which we are capturing should open the file and the web page or download based on the browser. So that's why I have to pass this key as content disposition as an attachment. Okay, and in the body whatever we constructed, so I'll be just reading out the file content which we did in our this convert file. So this is the under dynamic content you can find that file content, and I'm doing save. So we have created this flow, and now how to test this one. So let it get saved first. Okay, it's saved. So just open that out, the first action, So if you open that, you will see it dynamically created one and the URL for you. So I can just copy the URL, and in the window, in the next tab, I can just paste that URL and append the custom parameter, which is list item ID, as I told you earlier. And if I click on this, so this should trigger our workflow. So if we go back to our MS flows and just do a refresh, you can see it just ran, and it did download and that attachment as well, I mean like the PDF as well. So if I open that PDF, so that this PDF should be having entire content. So it does have whatever we write in that HTML. So okay, so the operation is successful, we are good. And if you see under the flow, it did run, and if you open that out, at the each and every action you can see what it does and how it read out all the parameters and how it did replace all the variables. So this is a part one where we just created one Power Automate to download the current selected SharePoint item, and in the next part I'll be creating one quick list command extension and have that extension added to our employee list. And once the person is selecting any of the item, then that extension should be available for him, and on clicking on that extension, this URL which we just actually copy pasted in our new tab will be invoked from that list command extension. So that's I am parking for the session 2, so soon you'll get that. I hope this would be a helpful video for you. Thank you.